Russian President Vladimir Putin has told African leaders he wants to more than double the amount Russia trades with the continent as he welcomed them at a meeting at the Black Sea resort of Sochi. While education and healthcare are still Russia's main focus in parts of Africa, Putin wants to expand his influence far beyond this. SABC correspondent Neha Poonia joins us now. Neha, a very good evening to you. So what's been the response to Putin's overtures?
President Putin's Africa outreach has been warmly welcomed by the 43 heads of state from Africa that were here for the two-day summit. At the wrap of this event, you had President Putin speaking at a plenary session along with the Egyptian President, Mr. Sisi, and they both said that this has been a great start to an outreach that should have possibly happened years ago. But the idea now is to build on this momentum to try and double trade in the next 5 years to $40 billion. He's identified areas like infrastructure, medical cooperation, technical cooperation, as well as nuclear energy as areas that both Africa and Russia can tap into. And that's been soundly welcomed by every delegation that was here. I spoke to President Ramaphosa earlier in the day, and he told me that Russia's ties with Africa go a long way back, and because there is no colonial legacy, no taint of that kind on this relationship, they love the fact that Russia's treated them as equals, and that's a great place to start. And he said that this isn't a relationship that can be quantified as yet in terms of what the big deals are going to be in the next few years. It's not about handouts, he said, but about the potential of the ties, which both sides are keen on exploring and building on.
Did he or other African leaders express what in particular they're hoping for in terms of a trade deal? We spoke about health and education, which traditionally Russia has been involved in, but did they expand on what their wish list is?
I think it was pretty similar as far as the push from Africa, looking at what Russia can bring to the table. They've all said they're looking at trade and investment. President Putin said earlier this week, before the summit kicked off, that Russia is willing to provide help to the continent without any strings attached, provide help that's unconditional and based on the terms that are set by African leaders. So every country, of course, had its own wishes and requirements. For example, there's a $300 million agricultural trade deal which is being explored between Egypt and Russia. There's a similar agreement that is being talked of but not signed yet between Russia and South Africa as well. When it comes to Uganda, there's talk of air defense missile systems being delivered. From Mozambique, you have a similar help on military cooperation. Congo has spoken of help with building their railway infrastructure. So every country coming to the table with its own unique set of requirements, but unanimous in welcoming Russia's new outreach looking at Africa, because the message seems to be that Africa has finally arrived. It's being treated as an equal by a country like Russia. It's something that President Ramaphosa mentioned as well while speaking at the plenary session, reminding Russia it's not a single country it's dealing with, but the combined might of the entire continent.
All right, thank you very much, Neha, our correspondent who is at that Russia-Africa summit.